That was me.
Yes, it did.
Our project's name is Operation Restoration, and what it's meant to do is to restore plant ecologies that might have been destroyed or desecrated through technologies or through humans.
So I'm a part of the drone design and construction group. What we do is we design and can really build the drones that we're going to be using to disperse the seeds, take aerial surveillance.
The main purpose of plant propagation is to create seed bombs and figure out what seeds we're going to be distributing.
So our group's overall goal was to create a video that explained the entire concept of what we were doing.
My group was project liaison, and our job was to monitor other groups' projects and bring in experts on the subjects that we were studying, namely native plant ecologies and drones. And I did this by contacting experts by phone or by email and arranging that for them to come into the classroom.
In the beginning, we really had to take into account what we had, because we got a bunch of motors, we got a bunch of spare ESCs, other wiring parts that we had all in this box. So we were like, okay, we're gonna take a look at what we have here and what we can use from this.
So first we looked into clay seed bombs, which didn't really work for our climate. There's also seed pellets, which are non-vegan pill capsules that you can use, but we found that it didn't dissolve as quickly as the ones we're using now. And we found that the most successful one was the vegan pill capsules, because it protected from insects and birds from eating the seeds. And it was more effective than the clay seed bombs because it didn't need as much water, which is really helpful in the San Diego weather.
So we decided on doing one really long drawing that starts with how San Diego looked like back when there was no people living there, so just a lot of plants. And then it progresses on to when the Native Americans were there, and then it moves on to how it looks like now. So our overall goal was to show this film to the people at Cabrillo, and so that they could implement that in their park.
The original design was to use a hexacopter, which uses 6 propellers instead of the normal 4 propellers on the quadcopters. So that's in order to carry more weight based on the motors that we had, until we realized that the motors were actually more powerful than we thought. So we decided that we'd be all right using a quadcopter, so we wouldn't have to modify the original carbon fiber base that we already had.
I'm serious, I went on a forum for drones, and I typed in, I was like, why isn't this working, please help, and they gave a bunch of suggestions, and I was like, you know, I did all of this, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, just go get some holy water because there's no hope.
We started and it was kind of a mess. We didn't have very many things going for us, we didn't have very good prototypes, but between John and Brian Peters, who was working on the seed dispenser already, we were able to come up with some good prototypes, and they ended up working pretty well.
After testing, we decided to drop them at Lake Henshaw, which is what we did to test out how effective the seed dispenser was.
We are here at Lake Henshaw to test our drones and drop seed pellets over the area.
And we're practicing using our prototypes of drones with the seed dispersers and planting our seed capsules and seeing if they grow the plants that we want and studying the native plants around us.
And hopefully we'll come back in a couple years and see them sprouting.
I do think that this really has some legs. This idea of using emerging technology, using quadcopters and unmanned vehicles to be able to fly and assess environments, and then really to be able to kind of dispense seeds and affect recovery and affect rehabilitation. I think it's a really great idea.